Hey guys, welcome to this Let's Play series for Factorio. This is a series for beginners. It's not some in-depth tutorial that's going to teach you every single control, keystroke, or tip and trick, but it is going to help us get from nothing to launching a rocket if you haven't been able to do that already. So I hope you learned something along the way. If you haven't already, I highly recommend that you play the main game tutorial. This will help you get a lot of the basics and give you a good solid foundation for playing the base game. So without any further ado, let's start the base game. So when you get to this screen, the first thing you're going to do is generate a map. And the great thing about Factorio is that you can choose a map and the related settings to fit whatever you're in the mood for. If you just want to build without worrying about biters, you can turn them off. If you don't want to go too far for resources, you can increase their frequency, put them on the map. Hate cliffs, like everybody else, gone. So you can see through this drop down, there's a bunch of different things. The default is the intended way to play Factorio. It's got a good mix of everything. Terrain, enemies, expanding, attacking. The resources are just kind of average, spaced out average, etc. I really actually like to play the rail world. So less resources, bigger in size, and then I like to increase the richness. The only other thing I usually do is turn off clips, and then you want to make sure under the Advanced tab that the research queue availability says always. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and preview the map that you want to play. And if you don't like what you see, you can just click this up here and it will randomly generate a brand new map till you find what you want. So if you're new to this, the things that I like to look for are beginning patches that are relatively close and not necessarily overlapping. And then I also want to find something with oil and uranium not too far away. We are using trains, but you don't want a map where you can't even see them as you pan around and preview the map. So you can click this as many times as you want to get a map that you think would be fun to play. For example, something like this. The resources are relatively close. They're not necessarily overlapping, and lots of trees, some desert over here, etc. One thing to note, if you have lots of trees, they're going to help the spread of pollution, but then you also have to chop them, get rid of them, to space to expand your factory. So there's kind of an interplay between that and some world where there's like hardly any trees. Maps like this are fun where they're kind of have a good mix of both. One thing that you can do if you'd like to follow along is actually use the map import string. This is down here. This allows you to import a string that will contain the exact same map that I'm going to play on, which is this. I'll leave it as a link in the description, so if you want to, you can follow along and play the same series. Here we have resources that are relatively close. They are not overlapping. We've got oil up here, and we've got uranium down here. We have biters close by, but we also have some trees to hopefully give us enough time to take them out before they take us out. So without any further ado, let's start this map and see how it goes. Nice little cutscene. Here we are, Factorio free play. Our task is to launch a rocket into space. We're going to research advanced technologies, blah, 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 protect ourselves from the natives. Okay, first things first, we're going to hit the Alt key. The Alt key is going to toggle elements in the game showing what they contain. And we can grab this. A quicker way to grab it is to just hold Control and left click, or hold Control and drag your mouse through anything that's got something that you want. Looks like we've got some trees here. Chop down a few of those. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so one of the first things we want to do is actually gather some huge rocks because they are going to have coal and stone in them. So we could just run around anywhere where we see these brownish grayish squares. So here's a good concentration of them. I think there was another one down here. And when we get there, we can see if there's some coal rocks. Something else you can do is take this deconstruction planner down here by the hotbar, left click it and drag it up into your hotbar. Then hit Q to release it. Q always releases whatever you're holding. I think you might be able to hit, no, yep, it's Q. If we right click it, this lets us actually set some criteria. So we could click in the filter and say, you know what, we really just want to see huge rocks. Okay, so now if we zoom out and drag this, it's going to highlight any huge rocks that we can go collect. And it handily, nicely puts an X on them so we can identify them. Let's go grab these. And I'll chop a few trees up to our way while we're waiting. It's okay to get rocks that don't have coal in them, but I don't spend too much time chopping those down because you can get so much stone by chopping the huge rocks. And we've got one more X up here. Okay. Let's grab some fishes from the lake while we're at it. And let's keep track of how much we've collected by putting coal and fish on our hotbar. This also allows us not only to grab it easily by clicking here instead of opening our inventory, but it gives us a count to show where we're at. It's pretty helpful. These fish will help us heal if we get in a sticky situation or run out of ammo. Nope, no other coal rocks around us. So we'll just make a quick loop around the lake and grab some fish. Okay, so we have a little bit of coal. We'll go get some more, but we're actually going to set up one of our miners to start creating some resources for us while we're out exploring. Anytime you're on a coal patch, if you have miners in your inventory, you can hit the Q button and it will automatically select one. Let's point this arrow facing down and let's craft a furnace. I think we actually already started with one, so. And let's fill it with coal. So one thing you can do is just, while you're holding it, hover over one of these entities and press Z and it will start filling it. While you're holding Z, you can also swipe back and forth, and each time the cursor, or not cursor, but mouse pointer passes through, it will put a piece of coal in those. Let's grab our first plate and make one more burner drill. And we're going to load this up and let it go while we go get some more coal rocks. And this tree. I don't like that tree. Or, I don't like this tree either. Let's get that one. We've just barely started on our path of destruction of the environment. Looks like we have a biter nest over here. Okay, so what do we got here? Nice. We look at our map. We've got 5 more coal rocks that we can take care of. All right, let's head back to the base. While we're going, let's turn all of that stone into stone furnaces. We're going to need a lot throughout the game, so typically in the early game, however many I collect, I just immediately turn it into stone furnaces while I'm walking around or not needing to handcraft anything else. Okay, so we collected quite a few plates. Let's keep track of them down here in our hotbar. Let's keep track of some ammo too. And how about some repair packs? There's some other things we can keep track of too, like belts, inserters, pipe, underground pipe, power poles, maybe some boxes. And yeah, that should be good. Okay, so with our first batch of iron, let's create some more of these miner drills. And let's also think about creating the stuff that we're going to need for power. In order to generate power, we're going to need to have water. And rather than put our power up by the water, I'm just going to bring it down here by this coal patch. So we'll set up our coal miners here. So these burner miners are set up so that they automatically feed each other. So if we drop one piece of coal in each, they'll start up and start generating or producing lots of coal that we can occasionally come back to, drag through, and grab. All right. Let's go ahead and select all that we need. And we'll plan on putting power right here. We don't have a pole yet, but we'll get one. This guy's going to go here. Nice, you can build 5 more. And let's fill these with coal. You can run in a circle, you can just randomly scribble through it, or you can go nice and neatly in straight lines like this. Let's go set up some on the copper patch too. We'll need copper to get power poles and create our first science packs. Let's keep track of our furnaces right here. Make sure we've got enough. Okay, now we have our first amounts of copper. Let's keep track of that too. Yep, we'll need one of those. Okay, so we need one of these. And we're going to need some pipes. Just create as many as we can, and we want to start making some wooden boxes. Once we start producing lots of iron, we'll give up on the wooden boxes because we can't automate tree removal yet, and iron boxes hold more. How about we chop some of these trees that are on our copper patch? Grab some more. Plenty of copper. A lot more iron is what's needed. Okay, so in order to do power, we're going to need a boiler and a steam engine. The steam engine is going to need water with an offshore pump, which we have. We're going to want a lab so that we can actually do something with the electricity that we're generating. And we're going to want a whole bunch of power poles as well. So let's go get our water going. We don't have enough of these yet, but we'll plan it out. Oh, that almost went perfectly. Okay, so we just need to create some more of these. Let's grab some more iron for that. Grab some more coal. Okay. With our Alt key, we can see that the water is flowing all the way down. Looks like we're missing that one. All the way to our boiler. Great. It's working. Now we just need to give it a steam engine. And power pole. Hooray. Let's actually drag this over here. And we're going to use this space in between these to set up some automation eventually, but we'll drop this here where we're going to do our first technologies. Okay, well, we're producing plates and we're smelting plates and we're mining coal, and all of this activity is going to be generating pollution. So let's check our pollution cloud from the map. And go here. We can see it's starting to creep down to these biters down here. Now there's a biter over here, but that small square means it's just a worm. It's these rectangles that are going to be generating enemies that once this pollution cloud reaches, will get angry and come and attack us. Technically what happens is the biter nests absorb the pollution, and as they do, they get ticked off and they form attack groups. So while those aren't touching, we are safe. Okay. With some more coal, we can feed these up some more. And let's look at our first science. So how about some automation so we can start automating the production of things that we want? And then since those biters are so close, let's go with military. And we're going to need 20 science packs to do that. So we have enough iron, but we're going to need some more copper. So let's go grab some more. And we'll fill this up. And you can see that I hit the Z key before I was hovering over this, and I've actually dropped a piece of coal in the ground right there. So make sure when you're filling these up that you start, then press Z, and then start swinging your mouse around. Just like that. Okay, so we can create 20 science packs. Let's start with the first 10. We're going to right click to do 5, so we'll do that twice. 1, 2. That will put 10 science packs down in our crafting queue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually want 8, so let's set up space for 8. Now, if you don't have this little ghost thing going on, I believe what you can do in the settings and the interface is the interaction. You come down here and you can say, pick up ghost item if no items are available. What that means is if you have, for example, belts in your hotbar, but you don't have any, it will automatically pick it up as a ghost. And when you place it, it will place a ghost. So that's what I did here. I tried to pick this up with Q, and since I don't have any, it gives me a ghost instead that I can use to actually like plan out where I'm going to put stuff. Now, I do have these, so we can put some of those in. And we'll put some coal in just so they don't blink at us. Okay, we are almost done with our first batch of 10. So let's open up our lab. Now, to get science in the lab, you can either just grab it out of your inventory, close it, and then control click. Or if you click on the lab, you can drag it like this. Now, something else that you can do is instead of dragging it, you can just control and click anywhere in here. And what this does is try to put everything it can into this container, whether it's a factory, a box, or a lab. But since this is a lab, it will only take the science pack, like that. If I were to do it with a box, and I did it, it would put everything it could into the box until it ran out of room. The same goes in reverse. If I control click in an empty space in this box, it's going to grab everything out and stick it in my inventory. Okay, so we are now researching automation. Let's go ahead and create, getting close. Let's go ahead and create 10 more of those science packs. Right click for 5, right click for 5, and then let's create a whole bunch of ammo. because we're going to go need to take those guys out. Fill that up. You can see that our cloud is creeping closer. And we'll just make sure we keep this topped off. The early game requires quite a bit more iron than copper. That's why I've got so many irons set up versus the copper ones. That changes to late game when you need a lot of copper. Okay, so automation is almost done, and we've crafted the rest of the science packs we need as well. So we've got one that's being consumed, and one that's being consumed, and one more that will be consumed, and then we've got enough for that. Sweet. Now we can automate stuff. Let's see if we have time. So let's go ahead now and make some assembly machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bunch of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those craft. Fill these up. Nice. Okay. Now that we're starting to get assembly machines, let's go ahead and put them on our hotbar. And we're actually going to, we're going to briefly move our lab because we're going to set this up. I'm going to show you a little pattern that I like. So each of these are spaced so that they can all reach a chest sitting in the middle, like this. How about that? And while we're waiting, let's craft 4 more. Now, as long as you've got a power pole in the middle of this one and in the middle of this one, everything can be powered and connect to each other. I'm going to keep producing science, but I'm going to use a lab to do it. In fact, I'm going to use 2 labs, and I'm going to output that right here into this existing lab. And we'll just give it some more power so it can do its job. Now, science packs require copper and an intermediate product of iron gear wheels. So we'll create the wheels right here. And we'll make sure that they add those to these boxes. Now, all we have to do is put in some iron and some copper, and this will automatically start making science for us. This is pretty close. Something else we can do to check how it's going is hit P, which brings up your production, and look at pollution. And once you see a nest here, it means that a nest is absorbing pollution. We better build some ammo. So what we're going to do now is copy this. But since these are all specific to this, I'm just going to copy the same general layout. Like that. Put a box here. And now, the nice thing about this is this pole will reach exactly here, just like this one. It won't go any further, but it does reach here. So we set up those 2 again. And we're going to make some ammo here. We're going to need some more arms. We're going to need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go do another supply run. How are we doing on pollution? Not quite yet, but we're getting close. These are full. That's because this lab can only consume the science packs from one of these. Maybe we can create another lab to speed it up. All right, let's start filling these with ammo. And let's dump them into some communal boxes. That's nice and symmetrical. Now we can simply buy and grab it. Now we've got 4 assemblers producing ammo instead of handcrafting it all ourselves. That'll go faster. Let's put the lab or science packs from our inventory in there as well. Looks like we're getting close. Let's check. Yep, it's barely starting to pollute it. That's all right, because our research is done. Now we can create a submachine gun. So let's get some more of this and create a submachine gun. Nice. Top these off. Grab some more. Grab some more ammo. Great, our submachine gun's done. Still collecting. Very likely they're going to send something our way soon. So let's go take them out. We'll grab whatever remaining ammo we can. We'll put in our other lab that we built. And we'll actually let... Oh, we need one more inserter. We'll let some research keep going while we're away. So let's do logistics. That'd be a good one. Let's do lights so we can see better. And then we'll do gun turrets just in case. Then let's get some steel axe, some armor. And we'll get some more science packs available. Oh, looks like I don't have a power pole. Okay, one final grab. Make some ammo while we're away, and let's go take out those biters. Anytime I go to attack something, I like to save the game. So let's call this Factorio playthrough. Nice. All right, going to war. So we've got 2 nests, 1 worm. Should be a piece of cake. This is an attack group that's for me. We'll just shoot them. As our health gets low, we'll heal ourselves. Now these worms are going to spit based on the direction you're moving, so you can kind of fake them out. And that takes care of the dangerous one. Now we'll just sit and shoot these until they're gone, and if biters come out, we'll take care of them. I believe the shotgun is actually more efficient for this, but I really don't use it that much, so I wouldn't want to build one. And after this, if we have to take out nests, we'll actually be using gun turrets anyways. So. One thing to note, if you don't completely destroy these, they actually start to heal up, just like you do. So try and take out something all the way as soon as you start to damage it. Great. So we might have some breathing room for a while. So we can start to expand our factory now that we've taken care of them. And you can see we're healing up. We can save our fish. Hooray. Anything else? Let's craft some more of these while we're waiting. We're going to need lots of poles. One, 5, and 3 will give us the 9 that we need to fill this out. Perfect. Okay, well, we probably don't need quite so much ammo anymore, so we'll leave one of these to make ammo, and we'll turn this one into belts. Now, belts need iron plates and gears, so we could turn this one into gears. One thing that you can do is if you already have a recipe in a factory, you can copy it and paste it on another. To do that, you do Shift and right-click, and you hear a little sound. Now, if I do Shift and left-click, it will put it here. Nice. Now we've got to make sure that we insert those into here. And there we go. Don't really need that. Let's store our belts in a box. Okay, let's ramp up our iron production. Perfect. And let's generate a little bit more power. We're going to make another boiler, and each boiler can support 2 steam engines. So let's actually put those ready for those. Now this boiler needs fuel, so we need to make another burner, not burner mining drill, burner inserter. Go into here. And we'll make sure we have some pipe on hand. Build some more arms. And that about exhausts our iron. Okay, so we've reached the 30-minute mark. So let's pause it here and look at what we've done. We've set up some, initial mining here with iron. We've got power running, and it's actually automated in that we don't really have to do anything. We can grab coal that we need to keep these fueled. We've got some rudimentary automation going. It's doing some science. As long as we keep these boxes filled, it will keep going. And we've got some initial assemblers making belts and more ammo that we're going to need. So it's a good start. And we'll top those off. So let's save it here. What are we going to do next time? Well, what we want to work towards is maybe a few more of these patterns to build the stuff that we need, such as more assemblers, inserters, and miners. We can handcraft other stuff that we need. And then we're going to hopefully be able to automate the production of our iron and our copper with some smelting arrays. And we'll even run some of that iron and copper that we're now producing back up here so that we can automatically produce this and without having to hand feed all of these as we go. So we will do that next time. I hope you enjoy this. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please drop them in the comment section and I'll try to incorporate them in my next videos. Thanks again. See ya.